what it's about though. Meat, fresh meat. I took up bow hunting about a year and a half ago. Don't know what it is with fly fishes and taking up difficult things, but it's been a challenge. But there's a lot of reward in it as well. I'm yet to get my first deer with the bow. Shot a few goats now, but a deer is high on the list of things that I want to get. But this trip is primarily targeting goats, but the property that I'm going to does have deer, and if I can get a deer, that would be awesome. Had about a 3-hour drive this morning, and yeah, this is my first morning. Just stopped to do a bit of glassing and see if I can see anything. It was quite a ride so far up here with the Surron Ultra Bee, which I'm getting to test this weekend, which is pretty cool. It's a very muddy place. I'm not looking forward to going back downhill. I nearly copped it this morning coming up the hill, so I don't know if going down the hill is going to be great coming back, but hopefully it's a bit drier further up. The track looks a bit better going further. It's just that first bit of the track. But yeah, now it's just exploring this morning, figuring out where to hunt, and yeah, a lot of glassing. It's quite open country. Surron was so clean when I started. Quickly stopped and just glassed. I found 2 deer, but then I wanted to film them, and as I got my camera out I dropped my binoculars. I think my binoculars were so full of water from the dew that I couldn't see them again, and then it became misty and now I can't find them. But they're on the neighbouring property anyway, but at least I've seen deer already. If I can find them again I'll film them, but so far no luck. They were somewhere way over there and you wouldn't be able to see them anyway with this camera. Rightio, finally stopped, finally found some goats. There's some there on that distant hill, but there's a whole bunch closer here in the bush as well, which you can't see from this angle. I'm just going to go across there, down, and I'll come in from the top. Wind will be perfect then. We'll see what we can do. Just heard one down there as well. Probably throughout that bush. Wind is so swirly. Like, it's going across, then it goes that way, then it goes this way. Anyway, we'll see. There's a couple of goats right there, and there's a couple more like there. Actually, both those other 2 were sheep. The problem is here, all the goats apparently seem to be white. The wild goats I'm used to, all sorts of colours, but I haven't seen anything but a white goat so far. So, from a distance, they look a lot like sheep. So I probably overlooked quite a lot of them before. Anyway, getting into a better position now. There should be some right below me. Different strategy. The wind's coming up and over behind me, but if I go down here I'll get on the wrong side of the wind. So I'm going to pass them and drop back down in front of them, because they're feeding that way anyway. So come into the wind better. Okay, spin my way around now, and now I should have the wind in my face. I should go along this now and hopefully find some goats. Well, that was quite a long stalk. There's more goats just up here. I'm gonna go and look at my arrow. The goat literally went, I don't know, 15 meters with the Grim Reaper just straight through the lungs and heart, and it's dead right there. There's the arrow. Grim Reaper Pro Series. Lots of blood everywhere. Didn't go far at all. Big old nanny. Oh, good nanny. Okay, well, I've got that nanny. Well, I dragged the nanny up to where my bag is. I'm now going to just see if I can find more goats that way. There was some quite close by. I can still hear them. See if I can get one more, and then I'll bring them here. And I think there's a track that I can get here with a bike. And if that doesn't work, then I'll just come and get it anyway. There's a whole bunch on the hill about there, but it's really open on the way to there. And I think there was some goats on this side further down, so I'm just going to sneak around and see if I can find anything there. Otherwise I'll leave those, head back, go and get my bag, and that's in the direction of the motorbike anyway, so I'll go up in that direction. Okay, different plan. I'm just going to take the meat from this nanny and then hunt my way back past those goats, see if I can get another one that I can then take up to the bike. But yeah, it's going to be easier to deal with it here, and I don't know if there's a track really down here. It does look like there is, but I'm not sure. So anyway, figure it out. This is what it's about though. Meat, fresh meat, wild meat going into my freezer. So if anyone from overseas is wondering why I'm shooting a goat, well, these wild goats were introduced to New Zealand yonks ago, and yeah, they're quite a pest and damage the bush and eat all the food on farms. And the farmer here said the deer will cost you, but shoot as many goats as you want. So yeah, there's obviously a few around here, so we'll see if we can get some more. The meat though is pretty good, especially from the nannies. People say that the bellies aren't so good, but if you prepare the meat right, I think it just is pretty good. Now I'm keeping the tail of the goat because at the moment the Department of Conservation has actually got a competition for goat hunting because there's such a pest everywhere. They have got quite a few good prizes, and the more goat tails you enter, the more chances you get. So I'm going to enter at least one tail so far, so hopefully I win something. There's a goat right up here somewhere. It looks decent size, and there's more that way, but I'd like to get back to the top, so I don't know whether I should just do this one or go for that one. The wind is probably a little bit better for that, but this one is a lot closer. Oh, does everything in New Zealand have to be so steep? One shot of old belly here. It's a bloody sheep, stupid sheep. I climbed up all the way here. This is the problem when the goats are white. This paddock doesn't have any other sheep in it, but this one is obviously a stray one. Damn it. It's now running directly towards my goats. Ay, 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 ay. I don't know where they are. They're somewhere below me or to the left of me. Just got a whole heap over there, including some brown and white ones. Nice to see goats that aren't just white. Okay, I've relocated the goats just over this ridge, down in the shrub. those goats gave me the slip. They're somewhere in this rubbish down here. Okay, walking back to the motorbike, and then I'm going to cruise over that hill and down to, I don't know if you can see those goats on the other side, but there's some on this side by that tree as well. Just stunning country. I was all the way down there by that little bit there, then hunted my way up to the path, and somewhere there's a white dot thereabouts, and that's the goats I didn't find just before. Bastards. So I'm almost back at the bike, and I'm going to take a tiki tour. I know where there's some more goats hiding. Rightio, I'm going to make a quick attempt at some goats. It's very windy now, the wind's not going to be great, but down at the bottom of this there's a bunch of goats, and we'll see if we can get on from the top and make it quick, because I'm getting quite hungry. When I get back and have some late lunch and then come out for a sit and wait in the afternoon and see glassing. It moved slightly. I'm going to go around that ridge now and then drop down on them. That way the wind will be a lot better, and there's about 5 of them. If I come from this side, I'm in plain view. They've crossed the valley to the other side. They were on this side before, so I was going to drop on top of them, but that won't work, so I've got to walk a bit longer around now. Hopefully they don't see me doing this. It's very open. See what I can do down this little gully. Slide down on my ass. Should get me very close to them. Should get me really close to them. Okay, the furthest one is bedded there. There's 2 actually. One slightly closer, one about 70 yards, and one about 65. So to get 2 within 30. Very open though. They busted me. They're all getting up except this one that's bedded down here. See them back there. Sit tight and wait what happens. So all of them busted me except the one that's bedded, which is the closest. Now 61 yards and facing away from me. But I'm very exposed. I need to halve the distance somehow. They also busted me, but I'm not sure they knew what was happening. So I'm waiting for them to go over that ridge. They're going quite slowly, just meandering, and then I'm just gonna close the distance really quickly. Oh, that didn't work. The wind just swung and that was the end of it. And ran off. All the goats are now on the other side, so I think this area is done. Don't bother if you get the wind wrong. It just doesn't work. I thought I managed to get above them and wind swirled on me, and that was the end of it. I should have given up once the first lot busted. Anyway, back up to the bike. Time to cruise back. I am so happy I have that bike now. I don't have to walk a long way back. It's pretty steep country here, that's for sure. Oh, I drink beer, but it's cold still, so. Well, I'm back at camp. It's time to make some food, and I got to test the old Surron out. It did really well. The same pannier bags that I made for the Kugu fits on there. I'm gonna do a lot of cleaning. It's only, I think, used 1 bar of battery with all of that. Oh, it hasn't even used a bar of battery. Yeah, it's just a really awesome bike. This bike is not mine. I just borrowed it as a demo model from Iron Ready. So I'll leave a link in the description as to where you can find these. They'll make a fantastic hunting bike. They're really quiet, very powerful. It's a proper full-size dirt bike, unlike the Kugu, which is quite small. Very powerful, and I think they can do like 120 kilometers on a charge or something. There's no worries about that. And I'm definitely going to ask to borrow it again when the trout season rolls around. I didn't have anywhere to take it because the trout season is coming, but yeah, it's an awesome bike. I have the panniers here, but there's actually mounts here. There's a rack system which I don't have with me. It comes here with pannier bags and stuff where you can put all sorts of stuff in. So an awesome bike for hunting, and potentially a really awesome bike for a farm bike as well. So plus, but you might have seen when I was transporting it, there's mirrors, and yeah, there's a road registrable model. So this is the road legal model. Put your number plate on there, register it, and you probably need a bike license for it, because it goes quite fast and strong. So yeah, you can even commute to work with it and go play on the weekends. Unfortunately, the weather has packed up, and I looked at the forecast on the Zolio for tomorrow, and it's even worse tomorrow. So unfortunately, this is the end of the trip. Well, the good thing is I got a bunch of wild goat meat. For me, the most important part of the hunt is the meat I get. I'm no great butcher. I come home and I just follow the muscle groups along the bone, cut off all the meat, and the bones go into a big stock pot, which I create stock with that I use later in meals, and I freeze it in little packets. The meat I just cut up into chunks and I pack it into family size packs and freeze it. I mainly make stews and curries. I'm going to be making a goat curry today. All I do is I start by marinating the meat in a bit of yogurt and spices, and I leave that in the fridge for a couple of hours. That just helps it tenderize and remove some of the gaminess. So I fry some onion, garlic, ginger and tomatoes in a pan and to create a paste, and to that I add curry powder, coriander powder, salt and pepper, and you can also add either paprika or chili powder depending on how much spice level you want it. And I fry that and create a nice paste, and then what I do is I am going to be using the stock that I created, the paste, and then the goat meat, and that all goes into my pressure cooker, and I just cook that on pressure for about 20 minutes and you're done. Serve it on some steamed jasmine rice and you're away and laughing. It's a really nice meal and a great way to end the hunt. Well, I hope you enjoyed. It was certainly a very different video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this, and if you want to see more. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.